Hi, this is Krista Moore, and welcome to the Women for Nikki interview show. And I have the great pleasure of meeting some Women for Nikki in South Carolina. And when you get to meet Women for Nikki in South Carolina, it is very likely that they know Ambassador Nikki Haley well or have worked with her previously. I'm fortunate to have two very good friends of Nikki Haley's, so we get a different perspective today, perhaps on who is Nikki Haley. So right now, I'd like to introduce you to Tracy Freidlob, who is a college friend for how many years, Tracy?
30 years.
30. Yeah, we're dating ourselves, but
Yes,
longtime friendships are wonderful.
right.
And we also have Logan Evans, who has worked with the Haley family for a long time. How long have you been with the Haley family, Logan?
I guess it's been about 13 years. So
It's great. So
crazy.
what I think would be really neat is if we could have some good conversation around Nikki Haley as a friend, as someone that has kind of brought you under her wing in terms of friendship, but also working within the family and really getting to know who Nikki is at her core. And there's so many of us that are attracted to her, are inspired by her, and it'd be great to hear from you too. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you first, Tracy, if you can share with us maybe your perspective on what it's like to have Nikki as a friend.
Nikki has been a friend for, like I said, many years, 30 years. And so it's really been a fun experience to watch her from college to career and to now on the national stage and to see that she's really the same person over all these years as she was when I met her. So, and that's one of the things that I really love about her is she's been very constant in who she is over all these years.
Yeah, it's interesting when you say that because so often kind of popularity or fame or especially politics can change that person at their core. And
Right.
that's one thing that so many people have seen in her, that she really is authentic in a lot of ways. What are your thoughts on that, Logan? I mean, you've worked with her for a lot of years. What about the authenticity piece?
Yeah, it's been really fun to see her go from a governor who, just beat the odds and she's really made a name for herself over the time that I've known her. And now to, running for president, it's just amazing to see that she really is still the same person. She's a mom first, which I've always appreciated. Now that I have young kids, I appreciate that even more. And she's very good to her people. She says in her speeches, take care of those that take care of you. And she does that, and she's always done that for me. She's always a phone call away. She has built an incredible network, and her staff, we all are truly just a big family, and that's a reflection of who she is as a person.
Oh, that's awesome. And Tracy, you've known her for 30 years. So you kind of grew up together. I remember speaking with you before. You said when you met, you were fast friends. What
Mhm.
was it about Nikki initially that really attracted you as, hey, this is someone that I need to have as a friend?
That's a good question. I think we talked about this some last week. I think I was attracted to her because we had some things in common, moral ground, and like today, people tell me all the time how they're just drawn to her. And I think that that is a gift that she has with people, women especially. They want to know her, they want to be around her. She makes you feel like you're the only person in the room when she's speaking to you. And that is a quality that I have really seen over the years remain as her base core value is people, and that hasn't changed.
Yeah. And to you, Logan, why don't you tell us kind of what is your perception of who Nikki is at her core?
Yeah, I think I totally agree with what Tracy said. I mean, she really does care, and that's why she's doing this. I don't know how she does this. I've been to a lot of different rallies, but I don't know how she has the stamina to keep going. But I think it all comes from a place she really cares about this country. We saw it as governor. She cares about South Carolina. She cares about people, and she wants to make a difference. And she's willing to stand up for what she believes in, even when it's not the popular opinion. And I just really admire her for that.
And all of us are working with the Women for Nikki network and the movement throughout this country, but you two are certainly focused on South Carolina. What would you say to potential women voters that are on the fence? Maybe they're conservative or unaffiliated, and now it's down to a choice of two. And what would you say to them on why Nikki? Tracy,
I think
go ahead.
Me? I talk to people daily, and the biggest thing that I have to say to them is, if you have not heard her speak in person, I really encourage you to get out and attend a rally or attend a fundraiser or anything that may be in your area, because she's a powerful force when it comes to speaking to others. And I think that sometimes in the media that can get lost in the shuffle, and in the debates that can also get lost in the shuffle. But if you can just hear her speak in person, that to me is enough to get somebody from one side to the other.
Right. You say that, and I have to share a quick story. I don't know her as well as you do, certainly. I knew of her. But to your point, Tracy, when I heard her speak, and in this case, it was when she made her announcement for presidency on February 15th of last year.
Yeah.
And I sat in my sunroom on my iPad and I had chills like all over me. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like who is this woman? And I need to get involved. It was that type of response that I felt when I first heard her. And then to see her in person, it's really quite amazing. And so I appreciate you saying, let's get people to the rallies, let's get them to the meetups so that they can see her in person.
Mm-hmm.
What are
that
your
makes
thoughts?
a difference.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Logan? What would you say to the women that might be on the fence today between the two candidates?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I could listen to her talk every day, and she's just so wise and so optimistic, and it's just so inspiring. But I think what we're wanting as a country is just for the drama to just go away, and let's just get back to normal. Let's all, reach across the aisle and get things done and fix what's going on currently. And I truly think that, through her speeches, she gives examples of ways she's going to do that. She is prepared. She's ready to take on the challenge. And I couldn't agree more. I would just encourage everyone, get out to a rally, hear her speak. She stays. One thing that I admire about her the most is she will stay and meet everyone, and she'll be the last person to leave. And I think that is such a rare thing to see from politicians. She's not just trying to get in and out. She really cares about the voter. She wants to hold all the babies and take all the pictures. And it's just, that's who she is. I mean, back to it, she really does care about the people.
Let's think too about South Carolina and how important this state is. And all states are important, but right now a lot of eyes are on South Carolina. And the Women for Nikki movement is working closely with Team Haley to get people out to vote in the primaries. There's door knocking going on, there's phone calls, there's meetups, there's rallies. And just leaving this with the strong message of how important it is to get out and vote in the primaries. What would you say?
Logan?
We have to do it. We need
to
do it. Go. She says, go and tell 10 people. That's what we all need to be doing. Just encourage them to come to rallies, but most importantly, encourage them to get to the polls. We have early voting in South Carolina, which is great. Let's get some votes secured early, and get to the polls.
Right, absolutely. So let's get out to vote in the primaries for sure in South Carolina. We can't complain about what happens in the general election if we don't get out and vote in the primaries. Right. So everyone, grab your friends, get out, vote early, and get there on election day. But we need your vote. And Nikki Haley needs your support.
Yes.
Go, Nikki.
Go, Nikki.
Go, Nikki.